Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Fate Adventurers. I'm Jakespins, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today I have another exciting unboxing for you guys. Now, I know most of my unboxings, I say it's an exciting unboxing, but this is cause for celebration. I don't know how this came to be, if it was some kind of time travel mischievousness with classic Sonic and Eggman, or some Phantom Ruby spark of reality mixing. But either way, I don't care, because we get to celebrate the fact that my favorite plush line for Sonic, the GE Great Eastern plush line, is back in full force with a brand new plush that isn't a ball plush of Sonic and Tails. It is actually a mainline plush for a character that was actually fairly recently debuted, considering the fact that Sega kind of wants the character to be forgotten about. That character would be the character that debuted in Sonic Forces in 2017, being Infinite. Hey, I do the music, but honestly, even though I would constantly sing it in bed, I sang Fist Bump, I sang Jump Up Superstar. Did I sing Infinite's theme? Probably not for as long as Jump Up Superstar, but literally, like, I would wake up and then I would just put on these songs to sing. But, my singing habits aside, Infinite is here in plush form. Personally, I feel like this is a character that has kind of been Sonic 06, which is a character debuting in a game that has very mixed reviews or poor reviews. You could also say Sonic Boom with Sticks, but I feel like Silver is better with this. And having a character that is super, super liked, and people want to see more of that character. However, I don't feel like this is going to end up being a whole Shadow thing, just for the fact that I feel like, spoilers, in Sonic Forces, the end, it seemed like they made him die, and then in Team Sonic Racing, instead of bringing Infinite as a racer, they used Zavok. Why? On top of this, the mobile version, which isn't really, it's like a 0.5. It's you basically Sonic Dash with a Sonic Forces tune-up, which is now called Sonic Forces because Sega is just that ashamed of Sonic Forces, doesn't have Infinite in it. I never understood this, but I've also heard that Sega has been kind of trying to hush with Infinite and being like, nobody use him. Nobody. At all. Which is just a miracle that GE was able to make this character, as well as Tomy being able to make a figure of the character. But anyway, let's jump into the character's limited but interesting backstory. So, in Sonic Forces, as you guys may know or may not know, Eggman ends up taking over 99% of the world. The only way he can do this is with his good old mercenary buddy, Infinite. And, you know, as all mercenary stories do, they both went out for coffee, and, you know, Eggman was talking to Infinite and be like, yo, I got a pesky hedgehog problem, can you help me? And Infinite was like, yeah, if you pick up the tab. And that's the story. No. So, basically, Eggman ended up hiring some mercenaries to get rid of the Resistance. The mercenaries ended up kind of falling thanks to Shadow, and as all things go with a tough mercenary, he's completely kicked on his bum, and then Shadow calls him weak, which ends up going for Infinite, going, weak? I'm not weak. Who you calling weak? Weak! Yeah, I didn't like that part of his origin. I thought it was kind of poorly written, in my opinion, and I didn't like it. But it was the DLC backstory. So, of course, being alone because the rest of his mercenary team was killed, I think, Eggman decides to make him into a pet project, being to join the Phantom Ruby with Infinite, giving him powers of reality. Some of you may be like, wait a minute, isn't that the thing from Sonic Mania? Yes. Yes, it is. Because despite Sonic Forces being created before Mania was even pitched, the higher-ups decided that it would be a great idea to fuse the two projects together in order to give Classic Sonic, who is now a part of a different dimension instead of timeline, why do you keep doing this, Sega? Into Sonic Forces. Seriously, stop doing that. Just, you could have made Sonic Mania its own thing. But this was essentially to raise up prices, or sales, I believe, of one of the two games. Clearly, it didn't really go well for Forces, but for Mania, it went very well. And because of this, Infinite was born. Now, I could talk on and on about how I don't like Forces for its gameplay with the homing attack, how it's not very advanced, there was 2 level designers, and the fact that Infinite's final boss was a rehash of a Metal Sonic boss, and then he just vaguely disappears where you assume that he dies. But you don't know, because they kind of just leave it open-ended. But, I mean, you can't kart race if you're dead, so that's my theory, at least, of why he's never shown up again. But either way, theory or not, he is in Plush form. So, we're going to unbox the good old guy. And I will say this, despite the fact that I might not be the biggest fan of Infinite, I love A, his theme song, but B, his design. It's actually a really cool design, and it brings so much mystery. So the first thing that, oh my god. Okay, so first things first, not really a big touch, but the gold hamstring is actually black. So it's not really out of place, and it kind of fits his color scheme. So good on you for adding that. That is just beautiful. But first thing that I wanted to look at was his mask. So there's 2 parts of his mask, being the frontal part, which has the jack-o'-lantern crack, as all people have in their masks, having the red, hollowed-out soul of Infinite, with the knife-bladed banana color scheme of his pupil. Moving on to the other side of his face, instead of being kind of like a cut riff, it kind of looks like they went with a Kiss Band type of look, which actually looks really cool because you just have this other smooth, shiny texture going all the way to his nose. A detail that I would like to mention about his ears, which is also kind of part of his mask. Interesting, didn't realize. This side, with the closed off eye, is black with white, and then the other side is white with black. That is just cool. Kind of reminds me of like something from Batman Beyond. Kind of like the sound guy who gets crushed by the building, who I still don't know how he didn't die. But that's a tangent for another day that I think isn't a vlog anyway. But moving on from his mask, going away from that is his hair, which don't look at it this way because it's kind of creepy. It's kind of gross. It's like a what does Nemo live in? What does Nemo live in? I can't remember. Hang on. Hey Siri, what's the thing called that Nemo lives in?
Okay, I found this on the web for what's the thing called that Nemo lives in. Check it out.
That wasn't helpful, but I remembered the name. It's called an anemone. It kind of reminds me of a sea anemone, and I don't know why I brain farted that. I really don't. But it's kind of creepy. And the way it's patterned, it's kind of like white toothpaste just being like frozen in time after somebody just slams on the tube and it just squirts out. It's weird. Look at it from the side is what I'm learning. Like, side diagonal is fine, but this, it's just, ugh. It's creepy. It's just gross in the camera. I don't like that look. So I'm going to keep constantly showing you. But these are all stiffened in place, which is really cool. And they're all made of a very nice soft felt. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I am concerned about, though, is just the fact that, as I've said for many of these plush, this is a collector's plush. However, if you're a little bit too rough with this $40 plush, I could see these getting damaged very, very easily, and you also will have to be careful with displaying it, because despite it being stiff and in place, if a wall is pressing on these, which wall's going to be tougher than my hand, and it's probably going to push back or just fling it off. So it's going to do one of two things. It's going to smush his hair back, or you're going to set it down and he's going to fling off the shelf. Because Infinite, he don't care. He's got infinite problems, and you ain't one. Just saying. And then from there is his nice little collar. His fur collar, which I always found kind of interesting. It's more pronounced here, but definitely less fluffy. I feel like for the blaze cuff, I think this is the only criticism I'm making, saying that the blaze plush could actually have made this better. But I feel like if they made that like fluff texture around his neck, that would have looked sick. That would have looked really, really cool. And then you've got the back area, which kind of, it's supposed to be back hair, but it makes it look cooler on the plush because from the side, it kind of looks like a rib cage. Why did my eyebrows raise when I said rib cage? I just was like, rib cage. Like, why? I don't know. Eyebrows, stop it. Stop raising. It's weird. Eyebrows aside, though, which, he doesn't have any, so... Yeah. But eyebrows aside, going on to that, you have his arms, which, look pretty nice. They're stiff. And that goes on to the gloves, which, dude, this actually looks really cool. Like, my brain thinking that's how I make a Sinister look. But the gloves are that very hard texture, which I don't know why I'm forgetting names of like everything. Maybe it's just because it's been too long since I've done a GE unboxing and my brain just can't handle it. But yeah, as you can see, the camera actually shows the texture really nicely as well. Put my $200 to work right there. Nice, nice. Yeah. So you've got the stitches, which honestly, the fingers on Infinite usually have like some kind of like a claw thing, and I kind of wish they added that, considering they have the hair so perfect. But to be honest, everything on this plush is really good, so I don't think it's a problem. On that as well, you do have this like paperclip design on his glove, which isn't too important. The other thing, the ruby in the room, is the actual ruby itself. Now, in the game, it ends up extruding from his chest. This is true here. However, instead of doing an actual diamond type of piece or pyramid type of piece, they just made it be a flat texture, which for quality control, it works, but it kind of ends up lowering my excitement considering how well the rest of the plush is made. And I wish they just would have added that, because it would have elevated this plush to maybe even one of my favorites, despite me not liking this character that much. I'll digress though. So the red part is a harder felt, with the purple bluish part that, granted in-game is supposed to be pulsing, but you can't do that on a plush. That would be way too much to ask, unless they did like a plastic or a glass and then put a light in it. But that GE would not do that and probably better for it because a collector's plush like that probably wouldn't go too well. But the blue part is that nice shiny texture, just like his evil banana knife eye. Alrighty. So the nice thing is the rest of his body is pretty much black. But we do have a few other things to go over. Like his shoes! Having a nice red, hard textured bottom, being a little bit different than the glove, which it's less rough. It's like a medium rough. And then the gray part, not too bad. It doesn't feel too stiff and stuffed. Like there's stuffing in there, but it feels kind of light. So I guess he's light-footed. Good to know. I mean, he's got to be able to fly somehow. And then going on from that, his cool kicks, he's got another paperclip design, as well as the toe of his shoe, which looking pretty good, and the side having a nice decal right there of a triangle, because you can't leave home without a nice white triangle on your kicks from Route 66. Going from there is the last detail, which is his tail. Kind of reminds me of Tails' tail, and I think, well, he's supposed to be a jackal. Originally when I saw this, I thought Infinite was a girl. I'm not going to lie, I'm not proud of it, but I thought it was possible because of the hair. But the jackal tail kind of looks like a thinner version of Tails' tail, and it feels really good. It kind of feels like a little bit heavier than, not that you guys would know this, but the Toy Network's Tails tail, it feels more stuff than that, despite being thinner, and it was kind of in between his legs because, he's kind of a coward. I don't care if you say you're not weak. You might be cool looking, but you weak. You need to redeem yourself in the IDW comics or like another game or something, dude. You gotta do it. But going back to the tail, this is pretty much like the Tails design where it goes inwards and then it overlays on the white part, which is just a really good looking design. The cool thing is, despite not having a GE type of plush, usually Tails's are not this thin, so it just is a very cool, distinct difference. But anyway, that is Infinite the Jackal. Again, not my favorite character, but a really cool design, and a character that I kind of hope they bring back, because there's a lot of redemption that they can do for him. Personally, at first, I thought $40 was a very steep price for this, despite me being a big GE fan. But having this in my hand, I feel like the $40 is maybe a little pricey, but it's still fairly deserved for it. If you can get this guy for cheaper, like $35, that's a pretty good price as well. You can get this guy on Amazon currently, where other GE plush are being restocked. If you are currently looking for Chaos, the Werehog, Super Shadow, any of those plush, almost every single plush has been restocked from the main line on Amazon. You can also probably find this on other places, and of course this is when I am recording and probably uploading. It is possible that few years down the line, this might not be the case, and if that's not the case, if it's stocked, that's great, but if it's not, I'm sorry. I'll do my best to help you guys try to track the stuff down, but I can't promise anything. That being said, though, Infinite being a brand new plush gives a lot of really good hope for me for GE's line. It opens up the door for more re-releases, more size variants, as well as brand new plush, despite the fact that we have a bunch of Jack-specific plush that are going on as well. That in and of itself is very much really cool. So if maybe you can't find the Jack-specific stuff, but you want to go into Sonic's past and get some collector stuff, here you go. You've got a nice, cool Sonic line that is now getting brand new plush. And this makes me happy because we've gotten Chaos. that means that characters like Gamma are not too wild or wacky for them to do. We still haven't seen Omega, and granted, despite the fact that GE has not done a mainline Tails or Knuckles, and yeah, they're still possible, I feel like GE is going to still dig deep and try to give us merchandise of characters that we don't get a lot of. That being combined with Jack Specific, who is already doing that and digging super deep into the classic lulls to grab any character. Heck, we just got a leak from Toy Wiz that the Death Egg robot is going to get a figure. That's insane! The Death Egg robot is getting merchandise! What? But before I ramble on too much about my love of Plush and just all this stuff, let me know what you guys think of Infinite in the comment section below. If you got the Plush, as well as what you think of the GE line. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, share this out with everyone you know and love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana, especially the iguana. And keep Joe safe. Wait, why did Infinite's theme turn into that? No! Why did it just turn into Seven Nation Army? Oh no. Why? I don't even like that song. This is awkward. But hey, look at that focus on Infinite. You can see all the nice textures and stuff thanks to my Logitech Brio that I now have. Dude, if there is more GE merch, oh, this is gonna be sick. And if you guys want, I'll do like a video just recapping all the Plush and just doing a quick showcase. Anyway, though, guys, see you later. Whoosh.